You had a metaphor earlier about building a cube is like
putting together a car. Well, yeah. You know, if you want to play cube, you don't have to build the Ferrari or the hot rod. You can, put together a jalopy and get it on the road. And if you want to start tweaking it and put some flashy rims on and swag it out later, you can. And but as long as you get it on the road, you get it on the road. You only need 360 cards and 8 friends.
Hey everybody, the preliminary Noob Cube is finished. I did it, I built it. It has a lot of questionable cards in it, but it's there, it exists. It's a physical thing now that it's not an idea anymore. And I actually took it to A&C Games to try it out. I invited Ken from some previous videos who you may or may not know. And then I invited 4 people who I have never played Magic with before in my life, and I brought them all together. A lot of them didn't know each other, and we drafted the Noob Cube.
Okay, so when did I start playing Cube? It was like 2 or 3 years ago. I played a little bit, but I really got into Cube when I met Milo, actually. When I posted on the internet that he was playing downtown, and I showed up and started playing a little bit there. Met someone else with the Cube, but then I got into it a lot more about 6 months ago, which was around Christmas, with the Holiday Cube on Magic Online.
My history with Cube doesn't go back that far. Just this past winter, I built a cube with Ken actually helped me build a cube. I had a lot of old cards lying around, and we put together a somewhat balanced cube, which is now a 540 card cube that is not powered, but it has a lot of fun archetypes in it, and it's been a fun little ride so far.
So my name's Ben, and I have zero history with Cube, aside from watching Milo's videos on YouTube.
And I'm Rebecca, and I have zero history with Cube, and I've never watched the videos on YouTube, so I have no idea.
I'm Lucas Childs, and Miles introduced me to Cube in year of our Lord 2004, and now it's the only Magic format I play.
I'm Matthew, and I've never actually played with the Cube before in real life. I've played, I think it's 4 to 5 months ago, the Holiday Cube on Magic Online. I played that like 4 to 5 times. It was a lot of fun. And then I started looking up like a lot of Cube videos.
My name is Alex Ackerson. I've been playing Cube less than a year, just on and off.
Cube is a sort of interesting next step to play limited. When you're playing Magic, anyone can net deck a 60 card list and play constructed as long as you play tight. You get an extra dimension when you start deck building, and then you get this extra dimension in draft where you have to read a draft and then deck build and then play tight as well. Cubing is then you're controlling the draft, so it's a next meta level.
So you don't own any, like you don't actually own any decks, you don't go out and play F&M?
I'm pretty sure I own several decks within like the gigantic box, like the boxes upon boxes of cards I have yet to sort through, but I haven't played any like constructed Magic or anything aside from drafting really for ages. Occasionally I'll play something, like I'll test with friends or something like that, because I'm rusty, but I kind of still get it. But yeah, all I do is Cube. It's like the best board game.
A few people were asking, what is the budget for this cube? Now, I purposely did not give a budget for the cube because I feel like that's the wrong way of thinking about it. Just say I said something like $100. $100 is the budget for this cube. Then the first thing everybody would do is look at $100 and say, what is the best way you could go about spending this $100 on the cube? And it shouldn't cost you $100. You're a Magic player, you probably already have cards. Just go through your collection, pull out cards that you think would be interesting and limited, or cards that you haven't played with for a while, throw them all together, and then slowly improve it over time. Right now I've spent a total of $20 on this cube, and that was to buy the sleeves off my friend. Otherwise, I'm kind of looking not to spend a single dollar on this cube. I built it so far just with cards I've had lying around. Sure, they're not optimum cards, but eventually over time, maybe I could trade for cards that are better. And with more plays of this cube, I'll be able to better understand what needs help the most. So what archetypes or what colors need help the most? Does aggro need more 1-drops? Does control need a better finisher? These are things that we could work on over time. What I would totally recommend doing is when you want cards, just make a list of cards for your cube. Don't actually go out and buy them. Then keep the list with your trade binder. When you go to stores, ask the people who train with you, have any cards from this list? Do you know anybody who has any cards from this list? A lot of the cards will be a quarter or whatever, and next time you see them, maybe they'll bring them to the store with them. Also, you could trade your cards in to the store, get trade credit, spend it on the stock that they have. They probably have binders of random stuff that's perfect for Cube, and probably charging a quarter to 50 cents for some of it. But keep in mind, the goal is to not spend money at all. Hey Nick, how did your draft go?
It went pretty good. I like went pretty well. I like what I sort of have here. I have like a blue-black tempo control deck with a lot of looting, flash creatures. We got Ninja the Deep Hours. There's Lyrial Core, Delver. I have Delver with Brainstorm, Preordain, Counterspell, so some deck manipulation, a lot of card draw. Looks like the kind of janky stuff I like to play.
I think it went okay. I got my comfort zone, red-green. We'll see how it actually goes.
So Alex, after the draft, and actually during the draft, you kept saying you got this, and the deck is awesome.
Whoa. Just step back. I got this. Seriously.
So what were some of the cards that, you know, made you smile?
So, Rancor. It's always a favorite, just because it comes back. It's reliable. I do some Living Dead stuff. I got some Living Death. Got Anime Dead. Got some board wipes. So I'm hoping to make some bad things happen.
What were some of the cards that you saw in this cube that you think should be removed immediately?
Locks it on Warhammer because I got destroyed by it. I got absolutely destroyed by it, and there's nothing I could do. It was vicious.
No, there's a card, I can't remember what it's called, but it makes a copy of the card and then puts a token when it goes out of the battle. I hate that card.
Progenitor Mimic?
Just like,
Progenitor Mimic is super broken.
Improvements could be maybe a little more mana fixing in like a colorless department so anyone can grab it up. But obviously not too much. And I'm not 100% sure yet. It seems to be going pretty well. Everyone's having a good time. I don't see anything too ridiculous happening.
Lucas, you're the winner of the very first Noob Cube. What did you think of the cube?
I thought it was a lot of fun. I like the lower power level. I kind of like that. The damage is much more incremental. I don't really like the mana. I sort of wish the mana was better, but like I get it. It's like it's a fun time had by all.
So the main thing you would say to improve is the mana first?
Yeah, double shock, double fetch.
so
but if we're trying to keep it
land draft.
if we're trying to keep it cheap though.
Oh, I don't know. Well, like you could definitely add in Scry lands and then bounce lands, and with the life lands, you've got like a weird like land bouncing theme, and then wildfires are cooler.
You might open it because you won a pack of Modern Masters.
Oh, I love the new packaging. Oh, looks like I got a Karn. Thief of Hope. I used to draft this card in Kamigawa. It was an uncommon back then.
exactly.
Scatter the Seeds. That was a good one in the draft format that I like the most. RGD. Cloud Elemental. That's my Windrake. Ew. What were they thinking? I never seen this card before in my life. Brute Force is fine. Oh my god, I got a foil Flare Husk. Ghost Council of Orzhova. I used to play this card. Oh wow! Thanks, Miles. I had a really great time, and thanks for the Ghost Council of Orzhova.
So that was the first outing of the Noob Cube. We had to shuffle it up. We got to play some Magic. I built. You didn't get to see my deck, but I built a white-red aggro deck, and I lost in the finals to Lucas, which is cool. I'm fine with it. I'm glad that he was able to exploit one of my unbalanced archetypes, which was control. Things that I've learned from this cube definitely are to take out a Wrath or two from white. Progenitor Mimic seems maybe a little too strong. Mythics might not have a place in this cube yet. And definitely take out Public Execution. It's not nearly good enough. And try to find a Diabolic Edict to put in. Even if that means just trade in some cards to a store and grab a Diabolic Edict. They're probably like, what, $1 or something. So that's on my list. Things that I need to do before the next cube. Also, more mana fixing needs to happen. One of the problems with the mana fixing is that the cheap mana fixing, like in terms of monetary value, is that it is like control-based mana fixing. So if you look at the Karoo lands, the lands that come and play tapped and give you a life, or even the Scry lands, which are relatively cheap, or a lot of the Vivid lands, they're all perfectly fitted to a control archetype, or the tri-lands, but the aggro lands are like shock lands, fetch lands, City of Brass, Mana Confluence, you know, the lands that the fast lands from Scars of Mirrodin. All of those things are kind of a little bit more expensive. So aggro currently doesn't have the best fixing. I think that maybe I'm okay with that for now. Eventually I could put in the pain lands. That is, it's kind of a little bit more expensive than I want to go at this point. Maybe we'll get there eventually. But it's something to look out for, and I'm open to suggestions if people have any ideas as to what like cheap mana fixing for aggro decks exists, if any. Thank you all for watching, and take care. Bye, everyone. Would you come out and play with this cube again?
No, never. This is terrible. Ah! Oh, sorry. Jeez, I'm sorry. Yes, I'd love to do it again. Anytime.
Thanks, man.